Welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Michelle Pascoe, and thank you so much for joining me. Each week, I either interview an amazing guest, or perhaps I'm sharing my own insights over the past 3 decades in this amazing industry, as well as being in business. This podcast is for those in the hospitality industry, but it's also so much more than that. It's for someone just like you. Perhaps you're an individual building a business, or you're just starting out building a team, or you have many people that you lead and manage. If that is so, and you are wanting to create an amazing experience for your patrons, your clients, your members, then this is the podcast for you. Good morning, everyone. Well, I have the absolute honor and privilege of interviewing a beautiful young girl who has done some amazing things at such a young age. Now, I came across Lennox Wade through the RSL and Clubs New South Wales industry because, as my listeners know, I've been involved in that industry for nearly 30 years. And Lennox came in after connecting with some of my clients, such as Cronulla RSL and Moorebank Sports, and quite a number of others. So I'm going to have a really quick podcast interview with Lennox because at her age, she's got 1,001 things to do, and it is the school holidays. So, Lennox, I'm not going to read through all your bio because there is so much there. But you started Snacktember when you were 3 years old. Now, there's most 3-year-olds would be still just thinking about Barbie dolls and Tonka toys and all, and having fun. What made you create this and have this idea of Snacktember?
Well, preschool, one day, my teachers were talking about how there's kids out there who are less privileged and they don't have as much stuff, especially food. Well, conveniently, I came home that day and Mum asked us, "What do you want from the supermarket?" I said, "I would like some more plain chips, please." But my mum said, "There are already chicken chips in the cupboard. Eat those first." I said, "I don't like those ones." Mum obviously said, "There's starving kids out there who would love those chips." So I said, "Let's give them to them." So we did.
I just love Lennox because my audience can't see Lennox's face, but it is that typical mum line. And I think it's been around for like centuries. Like, well, there's a starving child somewhere in the world that would eat those. So your mum says that and you go, well, let them eat that. I still want my plain chips. Where did it go then? So what was that point that you thought, okay, you've heard this at school, you've spoken to your mum, you're not getting your plain chips. People need these chicken chips. So what was the next step?
Well, Mum did a bit of researching and we tried to find some companies that were local and around us that we could give snacks that we collected to. So Mum found Oz Harvest with Ronnie Khan, and I rang them up as a 3-year-old, and I said, "I've got some snacks for you. Will you take them?" And the dude on the phone was probably like, "Oh, 2 muesli bars." Yeah. But then we turned up with a lot. So ever since then, we've just been trying to find more places that we can take the snacks to, and so more people can have them.
Excellent. So where are you? So how old are you now? Do you mind if I ask you?
11.
11. So over these 8 years, you've obviously built a business now, and Ronnie Khan is amazing with Oz Harvest. Where is this connection that you get this product and then you're giving it to places such as Oz Harvest and others to then distribute to children? Is that correct, in schools or?
Well, they go all over the place at the moment. This year we've been giving them to the Salvation Army near our house. But they do go to some schools, they go to preschools. They really go wherever they would take them.
Yeah. And do you ever get a chance to hear from those kids or from those schools about how much they appreciate what you're doing to help them?
Well, we always get an email or two about how much they appreciate and how much help it's been with all the food that we've given them. But
Mm.
I've never actually got to speak to one of those kids myself.
Yeah, that's fantastic because it's hard for a lot of people, in normal times, but particularly now, with money so tight that there are more and more people going to places like Oz Harvest or Salvation Army for help, and we see them as adults, and we don't always think about the children that still want to have those little snacks, don't they? They don't want just boring bread and cornflakes. They want to have those chicken chips. So did you ever get the plain chips that you asked for, Lennox?
Yes, I did because we got rid of the chicken ones.
Well, that is good to hear. See, I like chicken and plain, but I don't like salt and vinegar. So when I buy those multi packs, we end up with all these horrible salt and vinegar. And none of my children, all my grandchildren like salt and vinegar. So we'll have to work out. Don't tell me you like salt and vinegar.
Obviously.
Ugh, yuck. So maybe if we have other listeners that are like me that don't like salt and vinegar with these multi packs, is it people like us that can say to you, Lennox, hey, we've got all these extra snacks? Like I have two grandchildren that live a long way away from me in Mudgee. So when they come down, they're 11 and 8, I buy so much food. Then they go back to Mudgee and I get left with all these extra snacks, which I know myself and my husband shouldn't be eating. So, how do we is it people like us that can help you, Lennox, to deliver those additional snacks?
Yeah, really anyone can help. If you just like have some leftover snacks from a birthday party, donate them to Snack Timber if no one's gonna eat them.
Wow. So, how do we do that?
So the easiest way is just to go to our website and you can email us or you can call us. We also have like Facebook and Instagrams for Snacktember, but the easiest is just to email us and we'll help you from there.
Perfect. So, what would that email address be? I will put it in the links, but can you say it as well?
Lennox at Snacktember
Mm-hmm.
at outlook.com.
At outlook.com. No?
No, sorry, we changed her email. So it's lennox@snacktember.com.au.
.com.au. Perfect. That's easy. So we'll put that in the links. Well, that is great. So now I know, but I have all these extra things. I know where to send them to, and I'm sure my audiences will as well. So what's the future for Snacktember? So this has been going roughly for about 8 years. What's next, Lennox, for you?
Well, just yesterday, we just turned Snacktember into an official charity.
Wow.
So we're hoping to turn it more into a bit of a leadership program because I've gotten so many amazing opportunities and like places that I can go like for leadership and for like some amazing stuff that you wouldn't really get anywhere else. So we're trying to make some more kids come on board and help make Snacktember grow.
Perfect. So when you're talking about a leadership, you're thinking, if I use my grandchildren as an example out of Mudgee, are you looking for other kids just like you, Lennox, that want to help in the local community and broader by bringing Snacktember into their areas? Is that what you're thinking of doing with this leadership?
Yes, we want it to kind of go all over. So we want like a school because I go to Caringbah North.
Mm-hmm.
We'd also want normal Caringbah Public School to come and join us as well because the more the merrier.
Yeah, definitely. So, how are you getting out there and sharing, Snacktember with your broader community? How are you going about that?
So again, we have Instagram and Facebook, which everyone's got these days.
Yes.
Um, but I've spoke at Westpac and I spoke at the club's New South Wales night,
Mm-hmm.
and there's lots of people everywhere. So like some kids in my school, they might go and tell their family, and their cousins or someone could go do it at their school.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of ways people could find out about it, really.
Good. So how many areas are you in now, Lennox, across Sydney?
Across Sydney, we're pretty much everywhere, I guess.
Mm,
Um, but really, we're actually like Australia wide.
that's fantastic. Would you like to take this overseas as well, across to New Zealand and then further afield through Asia?
Hopefully,
Yes, yeah. Just one step at a time. It takes a lot, but it's a movement. It's a journey, isn't it? It's so important.
yeah.
So can I ask you, Lennox, what have you gained from starting Snacktember personally?
The best thing that I've gained is the satisfaction of knowing, oh, this year I've gained like twice as much as last year, and that's twice as many families, kids, and people who I've helped this year.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, doesn't it? That's really lovely. So who helps you at home?
Mum.
Your mum? Well, then she definitely should be getting you those plain chips then. So how does mum involve? What does she do to help you? Because I know you've got busy school and I'm sure you've got extracurricular activities outside.
Well, Mum, I would say it's a 50-50 job between us.
Hmm.
So Mum's my chauffeur, my cook. I'm just kidding. Um, she does lots of things. She sends some emails. She tells me when we have to go places, like, oh, we have to go get these snacks. Oh, okay. Well, she organizes when, say, this year, we when we collected our snacks, we gave them to Cronulla RSL,
Yes.
and like for them to look after until they actually went out to where like to the people. And she organized all of that. She's pretty good with it. She does a lot.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's nice being able to work with your mum as well for the
Yeah.
support. So when you mentioned Cronulla RSL there, so as I said, I've worked with them. It's a wonderful club and it's close to where you live. So you've taken the snacks there. Where did they go to from at that point? So was that like a collection area or?
Well, so we collected all the snacks from around all the little places, like some preschools. We would take them to Cronulla RSL. And at the end of September, we took them. So the Salvation Army, one of the workers, he brought a van and we just put all of those snacks into his van and he took them back to their kitchen because they have like a kitchen and like it's like a little mini Woolies, but it's everything's like free.
Mm.
So he just took it all there, and now they've probably gone through it already, and they're just doing all of that with their snacks. So this year it's mostly going to the Salvation Army.
Perfect. So does this happen all year round or you've just been focusing on the month of September?
Preferably, so we try to make it mostly in September,
Hmm.
but then it might go a little bit into October. Like for instance, it's the 4th of October, and we were only doing some stuff of it yesterday.
Mm.
But so mostly it happens in September, and like we obviously like plan for it January all the way up to the months before,
Mm.
and then we always plan for the next one after.
Yeah.
But we try to make sure it's mostly in September.
Mm. Because you're right, it's all that planning beforehand. It just doesn't happen, does it, from the 1st of September? Can I ask you, Lennox, being somebody who has achieved so much in this short period of time by helping others, what advice do you have for other kids that are your age that may have a really great idea, but perhaps they don't always go ahead with that idea because they think to themselves, hey, I'm only a kid, nobody's going to listen to me. First question is, did you ever feel that way that, hey, nobody's going to listen to me? And B, what advice would you give to kids that want to do something?
Well, I definitely did feel that way a few times. Like when I was going to a big speaking gig, I felt like, oh, I'm too small. There's all adults. No one's going to want to listen to me. They're going to start throwing tomatoes at me. But that never happened. So if you think you're too small or you're too young to have good ideas, no one's going to listen to you. That doesn't matter. I did that. I know there's plenty of kids out there who have done amazing stuff. Just go for
Yeah, I love that attitude. And nobody will ever throw tomatoes at you.
it.
But if they do, you can collect them and then you can make tomato juice. But nobody would ever throw tomatoes. But it's taking that leap of faith in yourself, isn't it? And it's believing that you can do it, Lennox. And I think, not only have you started an amazing charity now, which is great, helping others, but you're also showing others, people similar to you in just believe in yourself and do that, which is fantastic. So 2 more questions. What is your favorite type of snack? And if you could give any snack to all the kids in the world, what would it be and why?
This question I really had to read over and think about in the car. Well, I think my favorite snack is definitely just a packet of chips.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely still those plain ones. And I reckon I'd probably give out chips because it depends. Like if I gave them a box of like multi packets, they would last a while,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just delicious.
They're just wonderful. That is fantastic. Well, what I'll do in the show notes, I'll put your email address there for people that they can get in contact with you because, as you said, you're already planning for next year. And they can also find from your website, is this correct, about the Snacktember Future Leaders Program?
Yeah.
Yeah. So will that happen at different times of the year as well, Lennox?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. You're going to be very busy between schoolwork, extracurricular activities, and building this. So, what's your final message to the listeners out there? Because there'll be adults, but I'm sure many of them will get their kids to take a listen. What would be your message to them?
Just do it.
Yeah. Just do it. It's as simple as that, isn't it? And that's wonderful. Lennox, thank you so much for your time today. I know, as you said, with your mum, you were at the library, you're trying to send some poor person told you to shush, how rude. So I'm glad you're able to come outside, have this conversation with me. It's been wonderful. And I know, for many of my clients in the club industry, they want to get behind you and support, as do other organizations, because it's just that one little thing that you do impacts so many. So thank you so much, Lennox, for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me on this week's podcast. I do hope there was some moments of aha, insights, tips, and some action steps for you to take in your business or organization. I love being in this industry. So the more that you can get the word out about this podcast, because it really is an honor and a privilege to have so many amazing guests on the podcast, that we need to get the word out there. So please share. A review would be wonderful. And if you'd like to reach out and learn more about what I do and my signature program for the leadership development middle management movement, please have a look at the website, www.michellepascoe.com. Take care, everyone. Bye.